incentive trip to Mexico. I am so excited that we received this the last day. It's in our catalogue on page 26, and it's the basic black 6x8 scrapbook. And you can buy these pockets to go inside of it, but Stampin' Up had already put some pockets in here for us with some beautiful Mexico type paper for us as well, which is one of the incentive gifts that we got through Stampin' Up. So let me just share with you putting this together. I went down and printed out some photos, very exciting. But I just must remind everyone that only 1% of demonstrators earn the trip away. And I was very privileged to do that and was very honoured to take my daughter with me, and we had an amazing time together. So let's come down to my work table here. I want to share with you what I want to do. Now, I've got heaps of photos, as you can see over here, a stack of photos. And because Stampin' Up have already sort of put the little sleeves in for us, or the little cards that are double-sided, they're absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to start creating with these. So the first thing I want to do is pull this one out. They're very tough and tight in here. Whoever put all these together must have had a lot of fun. They're quite thick cards, actually, very thick. Now, I sort of wanted to put the Ericart, Mexico, the hotel that we stayed at. Very hard to pronounce. It was really funny over there because it is hard to pronounce a lot of things. But I'm going to just trim this down around this border to decorate up my album. And I'm going to just using our paper snips, actually. They're absolutely great paper snips for doing any of this nice little trimming that you might want to do. They also come with a cap on them, which is really good. Now, I've done that because I want to stick this over the top of the hotel. So I'm just going to grab my silicone sheet, craft sheet, because I love to work on that when I'm working with my seal. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to make sure the seal is running by rubbing it onto my silicone sheet and then just coming up. You don't have to put too much on, but I love using this silicone sheet. So I'm just going to line it up at the bottom, if I can. Got a bit of the shakes this morning. Okay. So I've got that. I'm going to make sure that it's nice. So you can sort of see we've got that in the pattern. Now I've also need to cover the back up. So I'm going to cut another one of these, or I can grab one from out of the back if I want to, or I can just add some from another creative memory and more card pack, which I have got. I'm not sure if I've got any here, but I'm just looking to see what's going to fit in with it, and I think a little bit of this red would go in really well, or even the love heart side. So I'm going to use some of this. So I'm just going to bring some seal on the back of my photo there, and I'm just going to place it at the top. I still want a bit of that green border, and then I'm going to trim it at the front. So trimming it off. Who loves to create with their memories? Now you can sort of see that that's really lovely now, so I can actually place that back in the pocket, and I have my first little photo there, and I'll do a little bit of a write-up. I'm going to keep that because I can use that for something else. So I've got the hotel right in the front there, which I really like. Now the next thing we sort of did was we did our check-in. So I'm going to do a little bit of cutting with this one. So I'm going to bring it down on my paper trimmer, and I'm going to trim this because I don't want all the background part. I just want the check-in. And that's the good thing about sometimes when you take photos and you've got a lot of background that you don't need, you can actually cut and trim them to what you want. So check-in station was here, so we're going to come in here. We've got the Mexico on this side, and we're going to bring in our checkout in here. Now I know somewhere I've got a photo of me that I can pop in here, but I'm just not sure where it is at the moment. Why? Because I've got a lot of photos to go through. We took about 500 photos, and it was really hard when I went down to print some out, what to actually print out. But I wanted to start from the beginning of our journey, and this was like the beginning of our journey. So we've got our Stampin' Up check-in here. So I'm going to pop that in there, and I will get a photo of the spinning wheel or something to go in with that. And then on this one, I've already cut this one down. It said, welcome to Stampin' Up. Now, this was really gorgeous because we received some gorgeous little dolls, which I gave to my granddaughters, to add to our beautiful bag that we also got. And we got to choose a fan and a frame. So you can sort of see here, here's the frames that we could choose from. We had black and white ones as well. And we had some bags here as well. So I've decided to cut this one down, and I'm just going to pop this one into here. So, and then I'll get together with Stacey and we'll write our favourite memories. These are absolutely gorgeous. They're like photos, but I'm going to bring this in probably about there. I might put it in the centre. So I'm going to use this seal on this, and I just need a little bit. You don't really need a lot of seal. The one thing I do love about the seal is it is acid free for our photos, so it will save our photos for many years to come, which is one of the important things of scrapbooking. Okay, so we've got our beautiful welcome, and this looked absolutely gorgeous. It's very hard to see, but absolutely stunning when you walked into this room and you saw all these things. Now, we had bags and we had frames, so you can sort of use this one again, and you could just use, this is one of the bags that I chose. So we can just actually come in here, and I'm going to trim this off a little bit. I didn't choose one of them frames, I chose a black and white frame. So I'm going to cut across here because I can use this for another scrapbooking page when I'm actually doing a big scrapbook on this, but I'm just going to come in with the bags here, because I just want a little photo to go on here. So I'm just going to put that on there, and I'm just going to also have a little look. I'll keep that one for the moment. we had well, there's big pictures of the bags, so you can sort of see there was a big pictures. There's some fans. So I'll do this in my bigger scrapbooking 12 by 12, and we had our name badges as well, so there was lots in there, and then the dolls as well. So they are really gorgeous, and the stars, so you can sort of use a little bit of each of this. So I'm going to come down with a little bit of this one as well. So I'm going to cut this one down. So I'm going to cut this down a little bit and across. I might cut it on a bit of an angle here because I want to pop this in here. And this just reminds you of, that's why I cut it on a bit of an angle. Okay, so I'm just going to add some seal on this. Where's my seal gone? Right here. Silicone mat. Who's got one of these silicone craft sheets? They are amazing. If you don't have one, they're a must, especially for a scrapbooker, because there's so much you can do. I'm going to actually bring this over to this side and decorate up this side. So you can sort of see I'm going to have to trim this a little bit. And then I'm going to also bring in our bags. And I can actually raise them up a little bit if I want to. But I think I'll just add a little bit of seal to them. And I'm just trying to work out where I can actually pop this. I think about in the center there. And that can go into here. Ooh. Okay, now this one I want a picture of me and Stacey, so I've got to find something of me and Stacey, but some of the photos are way too big for us to put in there at the moment, because I didn't sort of think about doing smaller photos when I was thinking of the little album. I was thinking of doing my big 12 by 12 album. So, but I'm going to come in here. We had a beautiful night where we got to listen to some beautiful music. So this one's a really lovely one that you could cut up. Just going through some of these photos, our drinks, and this is a really nice one of me and Stacey. We were at the waterfalls, but it's a really beautiful one. And that one, I'm just looking for one that I can sort of pop in there. I think this one's a good one. So it was very hot over there. Has anyone been to Mexico? Because it's very humid. And Stacey and I were so hot. Well, put it this way, I was so hot. Stacey was not so hot. She loved it. Okay, so we've got this here, which we know that will fit in there, and I'm just going to trim it up to about 6.5, and we can pop our photo on there. Okay, so this is going to go in here, and just the perfect size for this one. And you will need to cut photos down sometimes. When you're placing them into these little pockets. But believe me, very quick and easy way to do some scrapbooking. 99% of the time I might sort all my photos out and put them in the page, like put them on the page before I go. So this was our beginning We had our welcome. We got our gifts, and then Stacey and I, we went on a trip the next day, so it was really, really lovely. Now, I'm just going to look at this because we also went down a river cruise the next day, which was amazing. So I got some photos here of that. So I might pop these ones on to here. Now Stacey and I are in the second row. You can see us on this one really good. We're in here. And it was really lovely going through the caves this way and having a look down the river of Mexico. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to trim this off because I want to come back to the 6.5. So I'm going to trim it off about there, and then I'm going to flip it around and trim it off at the 6.5, just so that we get a little bit off each side. This was our river cruise, which we both really, really, really enjoyed. Now I do want a little bit of that paper. I think it stands out really good on there. Then we've got one here that sort of does the whole lot, and you can just put the whole photo in there if you want to, or you can just do a little trim so you've got a little bit of a border around. So I'm just going to do roughly about 0.5 off the photo, and we might go a centimetre. Do a centimetre off this side because I want to keep the other side because it's got the name, and we'll take a centimetre off the bottom here, and then we've got that border of our paper up here. These Creative and More packs are fantastic, and you can find more on page 26 of our new annual catalogue. They are so quick and easy. There's lots of different cards. Now, if you're into saving a little bit of money, there could be some on our clearance rack. You can always check our clearance rack because sometimes they come down in price, and that's when I buy them myself. If I've got a big album to do, so I've got a lot of the same pattern that I want to do throughout the whole album. So that's a great little tip. So I'm going to just pop this in here. Pockets are so fantastic to work with. Let me know in the comments, do you work with the Stampin' Up albums, and do you work with the pockets, these pockets? Now I'm going to pull this one out from the front. Oh, excuse me, I've got a little bit of a dry throat. Okay, a little bit of seal. If your seal's not running, just run it on your craft sheet and then onto your paper. I'm just going to get this in the right. Sorry. Okay, slip you back in, and now we've got our river cruise happening here, which is fantastic. Okay, and then over on this one, I might keep, we passed, let me see, I'm just looking quickly. We have a more visual one of me and Stacey, which I might put, or even that one, we're looking up at it. So, and it's not a really good photo that I can use in my 12 by 12. That's annoying. That little tickle in the throat is annoying. Okay, so I sort of want to stick to the, I'm going to cough again. Sorry, guys. when you come home from a trip and you get a bit of a flu or a bit of a cold. Not much fun, but that happens anyhow. Okay, what I'm sort of thinking of this one is just doing a quick trim on this one. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a trim on this one. And this can just go then onto our paper. And I'm just going to keep the name up here as well. I'm just going to cut that little name out of where we went, because we can stick that on also. Okay, so this one's going to go on this here, on our Larry one over here. And you can sort of see us on that. And I'm going to pull this one out, add a little bit of seal. Don't need much. I'm just going to add this to the bottom of this one. Just make sure I've got it up the right way. I love creating with these cards. They are magical. Okay, and then I have a little oval here. And this is where we went. So I'm going to straighten this up a little bit. I think that's pretty good. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of snail on there and bring this here. Now we've got bright colours, so I can put it on a bright colour if I want to, which I think I will, just to, I love this oval punch. I'm not quite sure if it's still in though. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop that on here. Now we have got, I have got a new scrapbooking card making class starting up as well, which is done by Kits, and that will get sent out to you if you're interested in making some cards and simple scrapbooking, simple card making, but absolutely amazing. Okay, so you can sort of see now we have this beautiful page with our check-in. We're going to have a photo of me and Stacey down here. So we've got our front page, we've got the hotel, we're going to write our room number and things like this in here. So journaling's important. Why is journaling important to scrapbooking? And it's because when you hand your books down from generation to generation, if they don't have a bit of a story about what is involved, so I would put some journaling in here as well, it means nothing to that person, so they will just like throw it away because it means nothing to them. But if you're telling them the story that Stacey and myself went on the incentive trip to Mexico, when I was doing Stampin Up, in the year, it's important, 2024, you know, only 1% of demonstrators earned this trip, and you would tell your story throughout this as well. Okay, so that's important too. So this was our river cruise, which was really lovely, and I really enjoyed that. We got a bit wet. We got through caves and that. Now I'm going to keep the others that I've got here because I'm just looking. Now that's a nice one of me and Stacey from our room, which I can put up there. And Then we were being a little bit cheeky, so we could put that down there as well. But I'm going to just have a little look. Now, the good thing about when you do an album like this and you've got your smaller pages, you can just do journaling on here as well. But this was in our room. This was the view from our room, sort of like looking out. So I'm going to cut it down because I always like to cut it down a little bit, because I like to keep some of this beautiful paper that Stampin' Up has so nicely put into the album for us. So I don't want to cover that up. I want to use that as a highlight. And this one's a really, really lovely one of me and Stace in our room. We were very excited to be there. Believe me, this day we were very excited. It was our first day there. And very, very tired from our journey, but we loved it. The flight was a very long flight from Australia to Mexico, believe me. And we had to go from Melbourne to Sydney. And this is what you would say in your journaling as well, like Melbourne to Sydney, Sydney to LA, and LA to Conquet, which is Mexico. And that was our trip. And then we had our bus ride also. Have a look. You can just see by cutting the photo down a fraction, you get to still keep all that beautiful border of the Creative and More card, which is absolutely beautiful. Okay, because you don't want to lose that. You really don't. And you can handwrite journaling in here. You can put hidden journaling in here. You can even put a letter in explaining later. Now we've got this one down here, it says Mexico. So let me just have a little look, because there was some really nice photos that we took of different little things around. These are great for my big album because they're big photos. But I'm just going to go in here. This is when we went down to the beach. This was really lovely, so we could use the beach one. I'm just going to have a quick little look at what we've got happening here. Okay. This was gorgeous too, walking down in the caves. This was a gorgeous one as well, because we sort of, it was all green and steps, and then all of a sudden you come into this completely different area, and when you got down the bottom, you come down to the beach and things like that, which was really lovely. So really lovely, that one as well. This was the beautiful lookout out the top. We didn't quite make it right to the top, unfortunately. The egg seats, which was really, really good. I've got meeting Sarah was a privilege, but I'm sort of thinking this one in here, but I'm just looking for Stacey. Oh, this one was a good one too, with the waterfall. Okay, this is what the caves were like. It had all different colour lines that went through it. So this was like, follow the white line to get to where you wanted to go. And I just wanted to sort of come and put a little bit more in the caves, which was really lovely. This is inside the caves, and it's just absolutely beautiful. These are the roots of the trees. So, you know, they're beautiful photos to have as well. I'm sort of trying to look for, these were all in the caves. That one there was poking out inside it, having a look at, which is this thing here, which was quite scary. These things. Okay. Let me just see what we have here. I'm trying to find one of me and Stace. That's the same one as before. I don't want that one. Okay, this one here. This one here is really lovely. This was at the river cruise as well. So we could put that one in there. I might just leave that one at the moment. I've got to make up my mind because I think I'll put this one up here because that was a really lovely day as well. And I'm going to cut it off from this end. So I'm going to cut some off from this end. A little bit more maybe. Okay, because I want the names and that, so I'm going to cut a little bit off. There was people swimming in the river, and you could actually hire the life jackets here and just float down the river where we went. We chose to do it in a boat. We didn't choose to do it just floating. Not my theme. Just floating down the river. And some of the ladies that had done it said it was very exhausting, so that wasn't happening for me. So we're going to come in with this one because this one works well on here. And this is the one thing you're going to have to do, is make sure you have enough photos that you can play with when you do a holiday, because you can do a couple of books. This one's lovely because this is the gift that Stampin' Up gave me, and I really wanted to get this one done, and it's one that I can put on display when I'm at a craft show or something like that. Also, it's sharing some of our memories, which is really, really good. Okay, so we've got the, let's see where else we're going here. Okay. It was quite narrow in some spots of this river going down there, and you're going through these tunnels. It was quite narrow and, yeah, a little bit adventurous, but that's okay. Okay, let me just quickly look through some more photos. I love this one. We had, I so wanted to go to the butterfly place. I believed it was meant to be absolutely beautiful, and it wasn't quite exactly like what we thought, believe it or not. It was a little bit very different, but I'm just going to have a look at this one, and I might do it splits me right in the middle. Okay, we might go into this one with the waterfall, and we're going to bring that, I'll just bring it down to 10, because you can still sort of see the waterfall, and this is going to be around 6.5 nearly. So we're just going to trim it off a little bit here. Okay, we need to trim it off a little bit on this side as well. Oh, I don't want to trim Stacey off all that much. I'm going to come in a little bit on that, and you can always print more photos out if you want that full photo on another picture. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on here. Oh, even over on this one wouldn't be good, but go with this one. Pull it out and pop this on. Okay, so as you can see, it's a matter of just choosing and picking your photos as you go. Now, some people like to work their photos out and then work out all their mats and their papers, and I find that a little bit hard, especially if there's papers already been popped in here, which these have. I'm sort of more inclined to get my papers. Mexico was very bright, so we knew it was bright, so you know that you're going to be coming in with some bright papers. So once again, we've got a beautiful page here, layout here. So let me just share with you what we've done here. So we've got our beautiful check-in, gifts that we got, so a little bit of a reminder of the gifts that we got, our cruise that we really enjoyed together, that was really lovely, our room, which was really nice. I'll get some more photos in here. Then we also went to this park, which was really lovely, and all these things were in the park, and so was this one here, of the butterfly one, but I might have to put that on a different page. So how do we decorate up the front of our album? Now, we got this beautiful ribbon that actually I was so wrapped with. We got this gorgeous ribbon that was wrapped around our present. So I'm sort of going to come in and use this ribbon to go around here. So I'm going to trim this off. This was gorgeous ribbon. Okay, now to do our cover, I'm going to run some not wanting to run. No, still not. Okay, it's not going to happen on there. I'm going to do it on the ribbon. Yes, you can do it on the ribbon. Let me get my silicone mat. That's better. It's happening on the ribbon. So I'm just going to come down on the ribbon. And it was a lot easier on the ribbon than trying to do it on this part here. So I'm going to come down with this on the front and turn this in. And then bring this one up over it. So using that beautiful ribbon is one thing, but we also got these stickers we did when we were doing the spinning of the wheel, our daily little spin of the wheel prizes, and we got these little stickers, and I thought, what a great idea. Mexico, and then this is Stacey and I, and Mexico. So this will be my front cover. Okay, so I'm going to add, and I need to make sure that I add this seal right around this one, because I want it to stick all the way around our photo. And also a little bit down there. Okay, so this is going to go on the front here. It's Stacey's and my album. And I'm not sure if these are peel off sticker. I'm not too sure. Don't know. Doesn't feel like it's a peel off sticker, so I'm going to see if I can stick on the back of this. Now, the one thing that I love about using our silicone sheet is that you can come right to the edge and the glue will come back on itself. Okay, so we can actually pop this now. Up here, this is our Mexico album. How cute is that? That's us going to Mexico. And I can actually do a lovely bow with the rest of this, which I can put on the front as well. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it at that today, and I hope you enjoyed this. I might get around to doing a second stage of this, but thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate, oops, sorry about the hand, really appreciate that. And I'll just flip through it quickly. Our Mexico one, I'll go up this side. Our first, where we stayed, our check-in, gifts that we received or got to choose, which was really lovely. Our river cruise, which was one of our highlights, because yeah, getting to see the different cultures, and then we will do the rest and our beginning of our album. So thank you for watching me today. Don't forget to leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. If you're interested in knowing more about my scrapbooking card making classes, please contact me on 0409 533 925. That's my phone number that you can ring anywhere in Australia. If you're overseas, you can private message me through Facebook. That's not a problem. Okay, I'll catch you all later, and thank you for joining me. God bless you all.